It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Howdy, howdy. Good to be with you on this Monday. Let's get our week off to a good start. We will do that and do our best chance of that anyway with a little news.
Here we go. A sentencing tomorrow for former Christian County State Representative Dr. Tricia Durgis. Investigators say she made false claims about a fake stem cell treatment and then marketed it through her clinics. A federal jury found her guilty, and tomorrow she will learn her punishment. Well, 'tis the season for lots of road work picking up. If you drive in Dallas, Hickory, Benton, or Webster counties, you might brace yourself for some road work this week. MoDOT and other crews will be resurfacing multiple rural roads. In some cases, the roads will be down to one lane, so they will have a pilot car leading the drivers slowly through.
Yeah, slowly. That's the key.
That's the key word.
Yeah, that's the key. Thankfully, we go to Kansas City like every weekend, it seems. At least one of the two of us with some of the children. And it was smooth sailing there and back this weekend. So that's nice. A GoFundMe account has already raised more than $500,000 for Janae Edmondson. You'll recall we told you about her last week. This is just a horrible situation. She's a teenager who was hit by a car and pinned by a man who's got a very, very long criminal history. He was driving erratically in St. Louis a couple of weekends ago. He's facing a host of criminal charges now, as he has for most of his life. Janae was at a volleyball tournament with her family and was walking back to their hotel when it happened. She was pinned between two cars, and as a result of that, she lost both of her legs. Her family says she's now alert and has been able to interact with them over the weekend. Her volleyball club from Middle Tennessee set up that GoFundMe account. They're hoping to raise $1 million, so they are halfway there. But sadly, her life is forever changed, and the lives of her family as well. Just an awful situation.
She is beautiful. I was on the GoFundMe page last night, actually looking at it, reading the story and what they had written. And first of all, she's beautiful. Secondly, she seems very easy to love. Her team talked about just her being a fighter and just having a resolve about her. I mean, even before this happened. And then when she was alert and interacting, they were very encouraged by that. And I think it was close to $600,000. They were approaching that number with GoFundMe. But yeah, I can't even imagine the type of medical expenses. And then I'm sure years to come of medical expenses, like something that's ongoing with assuming prosthetics eventually. So
yeah, it's just a terrible, terrible situation. And that's why the county prosecutor up in St. Louis, circuit attorney, is the attorney general of the state is now trying to oust her from office, saying that she was derelict in her duty because this guy, I don't know, I forget the number. I want to say it's close to 50 probation violations, but was out of jail. We'll see what happens with that. Meanwhile, a single car crash in Taney County yesterday afternoon involving the iconic Dodge Charger that was used in one of my favorite television shows growing up, The Dukes of Hazzard. Every Friday night, I would watch The Dukes. I'll tell you more about that in a second. Two people inside the car on Highway 165 when it crashed. We don't know what went wrong, but I can guarantee you it wasn't the car. Friday night.
Maybe it was the car. It was slick yesterday with the drizzle on the road, engine. Honestly.
If you don't know how to drive it, it could get you in trouble. But those Duke boys knew how to drive the vehicle. I used to watch Dukes of Hazzard on Friday nights. My parents somehow, this is back in the day when people went to the malls. I don't know. I found myself going out to dinner at Ramon's El Dorado in Collinsville. Great Mexican restaurant. Sarah, you've been there.
Been there.
We would go there for dinner on Friday night, and then somehow we would end up at the mall, it seems like every Friday. I don't know why or how. And that was back in the day when they just turned on the TVs to whatever channel you wanted to watch. They didn't have the advertisements running on a loop through a digital in plug. It was just I flipped the channel to, I believe it was maybe CBS. And I would watch the Duke boys right there in the mall, sitting at Sears or Dillard's in the TV section. And that was my Friday night
How old are you?
for a long time. For a long time.
I digress, but speaking of, the Mexican food restaurant that you were alluding
Ramon's El
to,
Dorado, yes.
that's it. I would like to know because that is the best Mexican food restaurant that I have personally been to. I'm a huge fan of Mexican food. I would like to know if you are on Facebook. You're probably listening to this in your car, but if for some reason you're watching this from your desk and you're on Facebook, please let me know in the comments your favorite Mexican food restaurant in or around Springfield.
It's gonna
Now
be a
here's
lot of
my
Mexican
criteria.
villas.
The meat Mexican Villa. I love chips and salsa, and I know Mexican Villa. It's my sister's favorite place, but she has been here in Springfield longer than I have. And so she loves it because it's grown on her. I don't want to have to acquire a taste for the sweet salsa, first of all. Secondly, and I love Mexican Villa. Listen, if you work there, I love you. I do. I just like chips and salsa, and I don't like sweet salsa. I like sweet cake and chocolate, but not salsa. So here's my criteria on the Mexican food restaurant. The reason Ramon's is so good is because the meat is seasoned very well.
It's true.
And sometimes at the Mexican food restaurants here, the beef is not actually seasoned. So then I have to pour a lot of salsa on it in order to season the beef. So please let me know in the comments your favorite Mexican food restaurant in or around Springfield, because I don't want to have to drive all the way to St. Louis to go to Ramon's.
I
Got it?
I am shocked at the number of Mexican places where it seems like the beef has no flavor. I don't understand it. I honestly don't. But maybe people like it that way. I don't know.
All right, we digress. Let's do the weather real quick. Today is Monday, high of 65 today, but still have some wind hanging around. Tuesday, the high will be 70 with sunshine, and I cannot
Wow.
wait. So tomorrow, you're going to find
70 and
me.
sunshine tomorrow. Wow, that's incredible.
I was going to say that you're going to find me on my bicycle, but that's actually not true because I have a drive tomorrow. I have to make a long drive tomorrow. So you will not actually find me on my bicycle. Wednesday, high is 63. Thursday, a high of 51. And then Friday, the bottom falls out and we go back down to 39 for the high. So your pick days of the week are today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Won't be too shabby. By
But
Thursday,
hey,
we'll get some rain.
listen, we're almost in March. We're basically in March, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, March is on Wednesday, so that's exciting. All right, some more news now. The Great Circle, which, as you know, provides services for troubled youth and foster kids in Missouri, will pay a nearly $2 million fine for making false claims about services that it provided to 6 residents in its care. The Great Circle, which is based in Webster Grove, admitted to the crime, but they will not be criminally prosecuted because guess what? They need their services. So the services will continue for those who are in the care of the Children's Division for the Missouri Department of Social Services. But they do have some new compliance programs in place for the Great Circle after this incident.
Hmm.
The Jasper County Sheriff's Office, meanwhile, says that it lost a canine patrol over the weekend. The 6-year-old bloodhound Sky died on Friday from a heart attack. Sky and her handler were getting ready for duty when that dog collapsed. She was trained in article searches and in tracking lost people or suspects.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. You know, the whole sheriff's department is in mourning because everybody gets attached to the police dog. And boy, this one only 6 years old. That's a shame.
Yeah, and the handler was getting ready to
Right.
go onto duty. That's
Yeah, and they are inseparable most of the time, the handler and the dog. So our condolences. It is opening day of trout season coming up on Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. The bell rings and out go the lines. The catch and keep season runs through October 31st. To participate, you're required to purchase a fishing permit. Anglers also must purchase a daily trout tag, which can be purchased at the trout parks. Those are Roaring River State Park near Cassville, Bennett Springs State Park near Lebanon, and Montauk State Park near Salem. And good luck to all the fishermen and women out there.
I have
You used to
covered
go
the
out
opening day of trout season more
opening day.
times than I can count.
Yeah. You were a
Um,
regular there.
I was a regular. They knew me by name. I mean, they were like, "Hey, Sarah!" Like it was great. I had waiters. I mean, like I was just catching lunkers. Isn't that what they're called?
Lunkers.
um,
Yeah.
it was such a great time. I do miss opening day of trout season. Maybe I should buy the trout tag and do it. I don't know.
You could take Griffin out. I'm sure he'd be thrilled.
He would be thrilled, but I don't actually know what I'm doing. Now, there's lots of help on the shore. There's plenty of people. You said the bell rings. It's not a bell, sir. It's a gun. The gun sounds.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Fair enough.
All right. The Flat Creek Restaurant. Speaking of fish, how about some fried catfish? The Flat Creek Restaurant is expanding into Bolivar very soon, and
Cool.
then into Webb City. Flat Creek, as you know, already has restaurants in Republic and Cape Fair, and it will open on March 7th in Bolivar. It'll be at 730 East Aldrich. Also coming in Webb City, it'll be opening in late April or early May. And we're told that the menu will be the same as in the other locations.
Well, we do love Flat Creek. It's fantastic. I mean, for home cooking, it's good stuff. The catfish is fantastic.
I do like catfish. No one does it like my grandpa, who's now passed away, but theirs is a pretty close second.
It's pretty good.
Say.
It's pretty good. Hey, did you see this over the weekend? The new Major League Soccer team in St. Louis won their first game. Very cool. St. Louis City Soccer Club, St. Louis City SC, as it's called, won Saturday against Austin FC. The game played in Austin, Texas. Their first game as well, and St. Louis spoiled their opening night party. Looking forward to going up to some games in St. Louis. They got a brand new stadium up there near Union Station. You know how you can see it off of Highway 40, Interstate 64, driving through the city. You'll, if you're headed from Springfield, you'll pass it first, Union Station, and then you'll pass the Savas Center, or it used to be the Savas Center. I don't know. I don't even know what they call it now. And then Busch Stadium will be on your left. So it's in that area. But I'm excited about going up for a game. I've been to Kansas City for a couple of the Sporting KC games. That's a great atmosphere. So I expect the same to be true in St. Louis. I did get my first piece of St. Louis City SC memorabilia. I got a shirt for me and the boy. So
at Costco, right?
Yeah, they were at Costco for some reason, but that's where I got
Inexpensive?
I wouldn't say inexpensive, but not overly expensive.
Okay. I know that's a relative term, and you know me, I'm a cheapskate. So if it was over $10, I'd be like, well, I'm out.
It's more than I would pay for this if it didn't have the logo on it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Paid more for the logo.
Yeah, and you're forgiven. It's fine. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you have a great one.
Monday.
And if you have to call in sick this week, do it tomorrow.
Tuesday's the day.
Tuesday's the day, according to the forecast, which can always change in Missouri, as you know.
Sunny and 70.
Sunny and 70. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great day. See you.